What's up, folks? We're gonna be getting started soon. Stick around. Hit that like, drop a comment, and share. Right. Let's get it going, y'all. How I stop this music. Tim, thanks for pulling up. Yo. It's your boy, the insurance junkie, your fiduciary fella, the all-star advisor Alonzo Hall, your social media insurance broker, and I've returned today to weapon tap on your head with the plan for the middle-aged man. So, before I go in, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you hit that like, drop a comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you're made aware every time I release new content. And as always, share. Lastly, to contribute to channel growth or to schedule an appointment with a licensed financial professional, the links are in the description of this video. So as you can see here today, ladies and gentlemen, we've got the financial plan for the middle-aged man. All right? And definitely, I'll get Justin Trans on the show eventually. I definitely have a few black millionaires I can speak with. But I'll be honest, I don't give a fuck if you're black, white, crippled, or crazy. You represent dollar signs to me. Right? So, let's look at the middle-aged man financial plan. And this is actually sponsored by one of my subscribers. Shout out to 2Triv. Hopefully you'll be in the airwaves soon. So let's get it started. The first thing I want to talk about when we're talking about the financial plan is number one, just to have the wherewithal to have a financial plan. Now, I generally speak from the perspective of the Black community because that's what I am. So that's where I can speak of. However, when you're talking about wealth and money, guess what? Color really doesn't matter unless it's green and or gold, right? That's what we're looking for. But again, most of my stuff is going to be skewed toward the Black community. But I got a whole bunch of folks who ain't Black who give me a whole bunch of money. Right? So trust me, I want everybody's money. Now, let's continue. The first step of it, because a lot of Americans don't have a financial plan, especially men in this age range, 35 to 45. I'll be speaking to different age ranges throughout the weeks. But this week, again, this was sponsored by 2Trib TV. If you'd like to be a sponsor, you see the Cash App down the bottom. You send the cash up, $20 or more, and then you'll go ahead and put the topic that you'd like to see next week's show talk about, and I'll be talking about that. So today we're talking about this financial plan for the middle-aged man. So one of the things as a financial professional that I talk about, which is with all of my clients, is something called CSI. And that's how you start your financial plan. And it's going to be different for every age range because you're going to be looking at different time horizons. And what is the time horizon? That means when you're looking to have this money or access to this money versus this money growing. If you're just beginning to grow it, if you're in the middle stages of growing it, or if you're in the end stages and ready to receive it. So right now at 35 to 45, we're looking at people who are just now starting to grow their money. And in the Black community, believe it or not, more of the men who are 45 are just now starting to begin their financial plan. It's terrible. And then we wonder why we have things like the knee on our neck, proverbially, like we're proverbially George Floyd. Big Dice, what's going on, fam? So the way that we end up not being George Floyd is by getting that knee off our neck, by having a financial plan, right? Unfortunately, as Black men, we put ourselves behind the curve because the OGs are telling us to get it off the street and get it fast. We didn't take a message from Nino Brown in New Jack City. Nino Brown didn't just sell dope to the neighborhood. He also bought that project building called the Carter. Do you know how many OGs I know from KSI, if you're from Connecticut, from East New York and the pink houses if you're in Brooklyn, who had mad bread in the 80s? Or the Gardens, right? LG, Lefferts Gardens in Brooklyn. OGs had mad bread. They had the fancy Gucci suits from Dapper Dan. But they ain't put together a financial plan, so then they wonder why the youth is in disarray. Because y'all niggas didn't give us no plan. Now, before I speak to that, I do want to speak to a lot of these Black guys who are running around in the manosphere crying about women, crying about Keisha sleeping with Pookie and Ray Ray. The problem with you so-called good Black men is that you don't have a fucking plan. At all. At least Pookie and Ray Ray got a plan. Right? Pookie and Ray Ray might be like, yo, Keisha, I'm going to flick your tax refund. Listen, a bad plan is better than no plan. So Keisha is willing to go with Pookie and Ray Ray because Pookie and Ray Ray are like, yo, shorty, I'm going to flip your tax refund. Now, let's get into the meat and potatoes and shit. So the first thing is coverage. CSI. So what does coverage mean? Well, coverage means the first thing you need to do is you need to protect your paycheck. See, I had a client who I had from here in these YouTube streets. And the gentleman, he bought a life insurance policy from me. And while a life insurance policy has something called living benefits, that covers you in the event of an illness. It doesn't cover you in the event of an injury. But see, most insurance and financial advisors will say, well, you need income protection. You need income protection. The average American don't know what the fuck income protection is. But if I tell you paycheck insurance, insure your paycheck, make sure if you get fucked up, your paycheck is good, People be like, oh, you're not professional. You're using curse words. Well, guess what? Those curse words get through to you. Why? Because you can understand what the fuck paycheck protection is. You can understand, I want to make sure I got insurance on my paycheck. Because my paycheck, the thing that I go to work and bust my ass every day for, 40 hours a week or more, to feed my family, or if I'm running them streets to feed my family, I need to make sure that if I'm fucked up, if I hurt my legs, like a relative I have who has barbers, who complain, oh, my back hurts. My back hurts. I'm 50 years old and my back hurts. Guess what you got to do every day because you ain't got a paycheck protection. You got to get your hurting 50-year-old ass up with your back hurting and cut fucking hair. You ain't got the time to take a day off because you have no income coming in otherwise. So I'm going to show you guys something that starts with the paycheck protection because we're going to look at coverage, savings, and investments, right? Unfortunately, most Americans, but specifically black, get this part of the game fucked up. What do I mean by that? Well, we start off and we be like, I want to invest. I'm going to go trade stocks. I'm going to go trade Forex. Pause, little buddy. What you're basically saying is that you're the plug. And it's too many of y'all running around talking about you the plug and all y'all buying is 80s. You buying the 8-ball talking about I'm the plug. You're not even the middleman, homie. What you mean? Because I showed y'all an article where the Colombian cocaine cartel hid $80 million of drug money and life insurance, and that was 5 dudes. Meanwhile, YSL is under indictment, 28 niggas with $1 million. That's $35,000 a head. Niggas should have got a job at McDonald's. Right? So let's take a look here. First, we're going to look at the products, right? Because we're going to look at coverage. So when we're looking at coverage, you want to look at something called disability income. Salute the big dice. And Tim, we got to connect because there's a few other things I'm going to be talking about with this coverage. So the first thing we want to talk about is disability income. Let me make this solo layout. So what is disability income? So disability income is paycheck protection. And if you're 35 to 45, these are the critical years. See, people lie to you and they tell you when you're younger, buy term insurance because it's cheaper. And when you get older, you'll be making more money, so you'll be able to afford that whole life insurance or that permanent insurance. What they don't tell you is that insurance increases when you get older. And what else happens when you get older? You start to have things like responsibilities because you start getting shit, right? You start getting shit like car payments, mortgages. You got a girlfriend, you got to pay for shit. I know all my homeboys who are dope boys, they don't complain about Keisha needing money. A lot of you so-called good black men complain, Keisha wants all my money. Yes. If you the man, that's what it's about, homie. Because all my homeboys who are in the streets, when they get a new girl, first thing they do, here's some bread, go get your hair done. You are a reflection of me. And I'm out in these streets. I can't have you looking crazy because then I look crazy. So the first thing you want to do is income protection, right? So income protection disability, right? So this is for ages 18 to 60. But again, we're looking at 35 to 45, right? And that can be a weekly benefit amount, weekly, between $50 to $1,000 a week, right? You can get it for as little as 13 weeks or as long as 2 years. So what does that mean? That means if you get sick or injured, generally injured, you can actually have some money that's coming in to protect your paycheck. But of course, you don't want this shit. Oh, I can't afford it. Well, you can't afford not to have it. Because I know a bunch of dudes running these streets who talk a bunch of shit, but they can't afford to die, my nigga. Because when they die, they got to put out a GoFundMe. I've had people who I've spoken to about getting protection. Nah, son, this is confusing. I don't want that shit. It's too expensive. And then send me a GoFundMe. Get the fuck out of my face. I'm not donating to that GoFundMe. I'm not putting my $20 that I had to work for to help you pay for something that I told you you could have done for $20. I was having a conversation on the Amazing Hustlers Network yesterday. He was upset because there's a bunch of black dudes who will spend $40 a fucking week on their haircut. But then turn around and be like, $100 a month is expensive on life insurance. Why the fuck are you getting your haircut every week? Oh, I gotta stay crispy. Gotta hit that club. I know a young lady here my mother introduced me to who just lost her mother, just lost her father and her baby father, and she got a baby. I hit her up. Oh, yeah, I'm trying to get an apartment. Bitch, you was at the Cat Williams show in Bridgeport last night. When your fat ass die, don't think anybody taking care of your pissy little daughter. Not to disrespect your daughter, but you disrespecting her by not having some shit in place. Men talk about, I'm going to do anything for my kids. I'll do anything for my kids. I'll go to jail for my kids. I'll kill over my kids. I'll lay a nigga down over my kids. I'll lay my life down for my kids. No, the fuck you won't. It sounds nice to say, but you don't take the actions which speak louder than words. So step one in coverage is to cover your paycheck, to protect your paycheck. Maybe you want the Century Plus disability. So again, that's 18 to 60. And you can get a standard issue limit of as little as 8,000 or as much as 20,000. Right? $4,500 a month. They don't verify your income. So you can be 1099 or self-employed. So all those homies who are out there macking and packing, because when I used to have my P10, which is Prepares Tax Identification Number, and could prepare taxes, the homies from Brooklyn used to always come to me, yo, son, could you hook me up with my taxes? Well, what do? I'm self-employed. Okay, everything is cash. Oh, okay, so you're going to tell me that you're a barber or a hairstylist of some sort. What's going on, NC worker? He says, if people want to quit smoking and get better prices on their disability, I can help them. That also saves someone in NYC $450 if they smoke a month if they smoke a pack a day. It's probably more than that, Tim. And Tim is one of my colleagues. He actually does hypnosis. So he can actually, that's why he's explaining, he can help you with hypnosis to get your mind removed from that toxicity that's in you, right? And that's actually an excellent thing. Tim, I don't know if you have, well, you don't yet have a wrench on my channel, and I'm not on YouTube right now, so I won't be able to give you a wrench. But I try to give wrenches to folks so that everybody can do shit like go to people's channel. Give me 1 second. I'm responding to a text message. Right? In fact, give me 1 second here. Okay, what's going on, bro? You're right in that, he says, I help people to go cigarettes. Listen, Tim, you're talking to the right one right now because I need to go cigarettes. Right? So the first thing you want to do is protect your fucking income. If you don't protect your income, then what the fuck are we talking about? Realistically. Because protecting your income is one of the most important aspects of anything, to be honest. Let me go to this YouTube right quick and I can give out wrenches. Because I don't think you got a wrench neither, Big Dice. And I want to make sure you got that. So hold on here. We're going to make sure my folks got wrenches. Let's see. NC worker. Big Dice. All right. Big Dice, you already got a wrench. All right. So, Tim, you now have a wrench as well. So when you come through the channel, you can feel welcome to drop things like your link. Right? So this is another disability income protection. Right? So you're self-employed, working in and owning the same business for the last 2 years with an annual net income of at least $40,000 for each of the last 2 years, right? And $40,000 isn't a lot of money. But again, these are things that the financial plan for a man between 35 and 45 needs to have. Now, notice I didn't even mention life insurance yet. Why? Because again, a lot of financial advisors will tell you, oh, what if something happens and you die? What if something happens and you die? Which is a bunch of bullshit just for them to be able to get a sale. And they try to scare you. Right? But it's bullshit. They're not really trying to protect you. I'm going to show you what protection really looks like. Right? Hold on here. Let me go to my Gmail. I'm going to pull up a fact finder. Right? Now, what is a fact finder? Let's go. I'll do my my homeboy who doesn't mind me showing his shit up here. And he's right in this age range. Damn, my laptop. I hate this laptop. It moves so damn fucking slow. I should have just put this on the on my main computer, but such is life. Let me check the comments here while I'm at it. No doubt, Tim. You're very welcome. Okay. Let's pull this up. All right. So, protection. So he's born in 78. Right? He's 40 something. Right? He's got 2 kids. Right? He's a self-employed property manager. I don't know how this got erased, but his annual income that he needs to protect is $450,000. Because he pays himself $150 and the other $250 goes into the business. He has $100,000 in savings, $180K in investments, $1.5 million worth of real estate, which I should honestly erase because he has mortgages on that. So one thing, shout out to my man saving mine is debt. Black man being brutally honest. Kev, what's good? You don't have a wrench yet, do you? Bam. Now you got a wrench. Right? So now we're looking at the fact that he has technically 780, well, less than 780. It technically has $280,000 worth of assets. Well, no, we would subtract 400,000 from this. So if we do that, that's going to be because one of the buildings he does own. So we'll do like that. So technically has $1.38 million worth of assets. Right? He really needs to protect his stuff. This might be a little small on the screen. Let me make this a little bigger. Right? Now let's look at the liabilities. So part of the financial plan for a middle-aged man is to go through this shit right here. You need to sit down with a financial advisor and go through this shit. Yes, I charge a fee. But I see niggas paying fees to motherfuckers like Mr. Lucario to learn how to fuck 2 bitches a day. Yet you won't pay $300 to learn how to get the money to pay this nigga. And instead of paying his ass to learn how to fuck bitches, you could just do like Kevin Samuel said and pay the bitch for her companionship. But a lot of dudes ain't got it like that. I even came to the Manosphere and offered a discount at $40, and it was like pulling teeth. But I'm not going to stop because my intent is specifically to help black men. But all men can benefit from this shit. Like I said, I don't care if you're blind, crippled, or crazy. You represent dollar signs to me. I am a pure capitalist. Similar to Alan Roger Curry. He came into this space to sell books. I came into this space to sell financial products and services. Do I have some of the issues that people have? Yes. Do I not have some of the issues that people have? Yes. Am I related to people that have some of those issues? Yes. So I understand those plights. But I also understand that money helps to clean up a whole lot of that shit. So let's continue. He has $50,000 in installment loans, $400,000 in mortgage, $60,000 in credit card debt. So he's got $500,000 in liabilities. If I whip out my calculator, right? $1,380,000, and then I subtract that $510,000. He's basically got $870,000 worth of assets. Now, if you'll also notice here, I have his current systemic monthly savings. So he's saving $3,000 a month, which is how he has $100,000 in savings. But let me explain to you something about inflation, because we know we've been at a hell of an inflation rate. And over the last 5 years, it's been damn near 15% inflation. So $50,000 5 years ago is equivalent to maybe $35,000 today. So if you put $50,000 in a high yield savings account and just let it sit there for the last 5 years from 2019 till today, your $50,000, it will look like $50,000 in that bank account, but it will spend like $35,000 from that bank account, meaning it will buy you about $35,000 worth of goods and or services. Kind of fucks you over. So, there are alternatives to this savings account, which is a traditional savings account. Because when you put your money in a traditional bank, they give you 0.1%. Or let's say you put in a high yield savings account like Marcus Millichap. I think they're at 5% right now. Let's see. High yield savings account. 2024, well, no, that's sponsored. I don't like sponsored shit because they're a little biased. Let's look at bank rate. Best high yield savings accounts for February 2024. Let me just check the comments in here. All right, no doubt. And let's see what we've got going on. So SoFi is at 4.6%. Again, that's a digital bank. And I know a lot of people like a brick and mortar bank. Now, it says the minimum balance for the APY, that's annual percentage yield. So that means per year, technically you need $0. However, most accounts require you to have a minimum of $25,000 in that account before you trigger the actual earned interest. Oh my God, wait a second. I didn't put that number in there. But you see what that says? What did I just say? 25 grand, right? Zip code 06513. That's Connecticut. Deposit amount $25,000. You guys didn't see me type anything in there. The bank rate is already telling you. So when these motherfuckers tell you you can start these accounts with $0, yes, the fuck you can. And you can get absolutely nothing for it. But if you want to get anything for it, you got to start with 25 grand. But of course, I've only been licensed and actually worked on Wall Street in New York City doing this shit. So I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, but your homeboy sure knows what he's talking about. Right? No, wrong. Let me tell you what your homeboy is doing. He's telling you, I got a rotation of bitches. I fuck mad bitches every day. In reality, what he's doing is he's going and logging on to Pornhub. He's typing in Mariah Mills, and then he's busting it off and his right hand off of her and telling you, yeah, I just fucked the shit out this bad light-skinned bitch. And then he's going and he's typing in Pinky, and then he's jacking off and busting it out. Yeah, I just fucked this other bad light-skinned bitch. And then he's typing Cherokee Diaz, jacking off, busting a nut, and saying, yeah, I just fucked this brown-skinned big booty bitch. You not really fucking bitches, homie. You jacking the fuck off. But see, when I say that stuff, I'm the asshole. So let's continue. And the reason I go off on these rants is because I'm passionate about this shit. I really feel some type of way. So BMO Bank, 5.1% annual percentage yield. Now, you should also understand, because people will be like, oh, well, you could put it into something that can get 10%. There is nothing that is variable that you are going to consistently make 10%. Because the reason it's variable is the market goes up and down, up and down. There's generally what ends up happening is if you earn 5%, you'll lose 5%. Now, these are fixed, but these are annual percentage yields. So, if I pull up my calculator, where the fuck is my calculator here? What the fuck? $25,000 times 0.05. So you're going to earn $1,250 a year off of that balance, right? Off of that $25,000. But guess what happens year 2? Because it's simple interest. So you have $25,000 plus 12. Oh fuck. Plus, okay. Plus $1,250. So your account grew. So you have $26,250. But because it's simple interest, year 2, you're going to earn your 5% off of $25,000. So that's $2,650 plus $1,250, right? So if we put $26,650 plus 12, oh shit, hold on. 26,500 plus 1,250, right? So you're 27,750. But again, this is simple interest. Now, what if you could get into a product that gives you compound interest, meaning it's growing on top of each other? And again, there is nothing wrong with these things. The problem with a lot of financial advisors is they want you to focus on one specific product. They also don't explain to you something called advisory fees, because you will pay things like 2 and 20 fees. Shout out to Diamond Dave, who pointed out that they now have a big market maker who is like, oh, I'm going to have you invest in the Magnificent Seven, and for your first year, I'll only charge you the 2%. This is why you have to have money to invest. So also those people who are telling you, yeah, we're trading Forex. We're trading we're trading Forex. We're trading fucking options. No, the fuck you're not. Do you have $25,000 in your account? No. So you don't have a margin account? No. So you have a cash account? Yes. Well, you can day trade technically with a margin account. But guess what you can't actually do? Day trade. Because it takes 2 days for the money to settle. Right? Now, again, I didn't put in the deposit amount. It just popped up, deposit amount. It literally found where I am in Connecticut, 06513, and literally said deposit amount, $25,000. So people just look at this. No, Cilantro, you don't know what you're talking about. It says minimum balance $0. So I can start with $1,000 and I can get 4.6%. No, you can't. you need to start with $25,000. That's the assumption. Marcus Millichap, aka Goldman Sachs, 4.5%. And again, that's simple interest. And again, a lot of these are going to be local credit unions or online banks, right? For example, CIT Bank has a minimum balance for you to gain the APY of $5,000. But you're not getting shit off of it, because there's also fees associated with these things. And if you don't have a certain minimum balance, guess what you pay? Fees. Just like in your regular checking account. Just like in your regular savings account. If you have an account with Chase Bank and you don't, a business account, and you don't have at least $15,000 in that account at all times, guess what they do? They charge you a maintenance fee. But we don't know that, because we don't get educated on that. A lot of these are online banks. The better banks, the bigger banks, the real banks that have brick and mortar, like Chase Bank, Bank of America. Oh shit. Why are they giving you 0.01%? Minimum balance for APY $100. Minimum balance for APY $25. But again, it says here, zip code 06513, Connecticut. Deposit amount $25,000. I didn't do that. That shit just automatically popped up. So you should want to have eventually a high yield savings account, because you should not put all your eggs in one basket. Anyone who has come to me from YouTube, from the Black Manosphere, and I have quite a few clients from the Black Manosphere. Now those gentlemen are papered up. They did not mind paying my fee up front. Right? I had a guy who got sent to me. Shout out to Edward Anderson. I don't care how you feel about him. He actually sent me someone. And one of the things he said, shout out to my man Rael, because he was like, yo, y'all niggas need to be promoting Alonzo more. Edward Anderson was like, first of all, he's a content creator. I find his content a little boring. So if I'm boring, it is what it is. I, as the content creator, need to make shit more entertaining to let motherfuckers tune in. It is what it is. Is it a harsh reality? Yep. But what is it? Reality. People don't always want to tune into this shit. You know why? Because it is boring. And I sell the shit. Now, Rael was like, yeah, nigga, it's boring until motherfuckers getting them checks. Then that shit ain't so boring, is it? I said, well, you got a point. But you got to have an entry point. Now, the next thing Edward Anderson said was, I don't want to send a bunch of motherfuckers over to his channel who don't have money, who are going to waste his time asking menial questions. So when I send people, he said, to be honest, Alonzo probably don't give a fuck about growing his channel. He gives a fuck about clients. He cares about people who can come spend the money, the $300 to $500 for his upfront fee, and then he's going to put a customized financial plan together for you. So let's go back to the income protection. So this gentleman here, right? If we break down $150,000 a year, right, and divide that by 12, so he's making about, oh shit, hold on, I just multiplied it by 12, hold on. 150 divided by 12, right? So he's pulling in $12,500 a month. So he's also self-employed as a property manager. So he's in a position, all right. One second. Let me actually share this YouTube out to some folks. Right? But again, I have to make it entertaining enough for motherfuckers to tune in. Why? Because that's what people come to YouTube for, is entertainment. Right? Bronze Flat Power, what's good? Gaming and Ranting, what's good? Right? So, 12.5 a month. So God forbid this guy gets injured and can't go back to manage the property. What the fuck is he going to do if he doesn't have any income protection? Well, that their mortgage that he has is not going to get paid. Them their employees that he has that he's paying, again, I don't know why it got erased, but them their employees that he has that are depending on that other $250,000 are not going to get paid because he's not going to be pulling in the money because he's not going to be managing the property. So the people who are paying him for managing the property are going to hire somebody else to manage the property. So he's got other lives that he's got to worry about. These installment loans, this mortgage, these credit cards, that $510,000 worth of liabilities, that financial advisors lie to you and tell you when you get older you're going to be able to have more expendable income. Right? When he was in his 20s, he should have probably got something permanent or got something set up like this. Now that guy is what, 43 years old? He ain't got it like that because, yeah, he makes $150,000 a year, but he's got all these liabilities. Like many Americans, we stretch ourselves thin. What is this? I don't want to see this. I don't need these loans. Get this shit off my screen. There we go. Right? So he can't get those loans like he needs. But let's continue. So now if we scroll down, we see here he had a term life insurance policy that he got in the year 2000, which was a 20-year term that he was paying $300 a year for. But what is this year? This year is 2024. Now, when I sat with this gentleman, it was the year 2021. So that means that term insurance was not around. Salute, Prince Pierre. Right? So that means that term insurance is no longer around. It was only $360,000 worth of coverage. Let's see. Salute, brother. And he says, great info, not boring. No doubt, brother. Right? So, if he had died, because see, term insurance is death insurance. 2Triv, what's up, bro? All right, well, make sure you catch the replay, because this is definitely something I definitely wanted to make specifically. Like I said, you're this week's sponsor. And again, ladies and gentlemen, if you want a specific content up here, definitely get to it. We're going to talk about Forex trading in a second, game in the ranting. You just missed my rant. But if I scroll down, this brother had no long-term care insurance. Well, again, life insurance is for what if something happens and you die. But let's look at the reality that more often than not, something happens and you live. I'm going to give you guys the biggest example of something happening and you live. I won't use my own experience of getting shot 5 times and living. Because like 50 Cent said, every time it rains, your bones ache. Not only that, every time you're in the air conditioner for too long, your bones ache. Not only that, every time it's too hot, your bones swell, so they ache. Not only that, every time you get in the shower, your bones ache. Not only that, depending on where you get hit, like I got hit one in my left shoulder, so my shoulder is shattered, so I can't carry shit that's as heavy as it used to be, or as I used to be able to. So now when I do shit like get on an airplane and try to put my damn luggage in the overhead compartment, my bones ache. But let's look at the reality of something happening and you don't die. Something happening and you live. What do we do every day when we go to work? Come home and go to work and come home. We commute. How do most Americans commute? We drive. Guess what happens? You're on the highway. If you're like me, you're lead-footed. I drive a Benz, so I don't like to drive slow because it's a performance car, so you drive fast. And maybe you're driving and you've got that asshole like me who's barreling down the highway at 100 miles an hour in the left lane. And maybe you're driving fast behind me because you've got a BMW or a Lexus, so you can keep up with me as I'm swerving through the lanes. But then you got some meathead who stops or drives in the left lane slow. Because there are a bunch of fucking idiots who drive in the left lane slow and they're like, oh, well, I'm driving slow. You can go around me. No, motherfucker. The left lane is the passing lane. That's why as you see me pulling up behind you, I'm flashing my high beams on you to say, move, bitch. Get out the way. But this guy has no disability insurance, meaning he's not protecting that paycheck. No critical illness, meaning if he has a major sickness or illness, there's nothing there to protect him. Life insurance can have this thing called living benefits, meaning if you get a chronic, terminal, or critical illness, it may pay a benefit up to 75% of what you have. And we'll look at that shortly as well here too. I'm going to show you all everything today. Let me log in. This shit probably logged me out. Oh, it didn't. Okay. We are going to create a new case. New. Right? Middle age man is what I will put. And we will have him at 35. And we will, no, let's put him at 40. 41. Sheed, what's going on, bro? Let's make him 41. And let's create a case. Now, there's nothing wrong with term life insurance, right? You'll hear a lot of financial professionals speak against term life insurance, including me, because it's not my favorite product. However, it may be the best product for you at your time in life. If you're going to get a term life insurance policy and you are under 50 years old, I would recommend that you get at least a 20-year term. Some will recommend that you get a 10-year term, and I understand why, because a 10-year term is a whole lot of dollars of protection. It's a whole lot cheaper than a 20 or a 30-year term, but you have to die inside of that 10 years in order for it to pay out, or you have to convert. So conversion means that you have to stay on the ass of your financial professional. Your financial professional works on 100% commission. So they're like a drug dealer. They're out there swimming like a shark looking for their next meal. It's hard for them to look back at their prior clients. So what you do is you force that motherfucker to work for you, including me. Force me to work for you. How do you force me to work for you? Every year or two, ring. Hey, Alonzo, I have my policy for about 2 years. Listen, I want to schedule a review. I know you're busy. I don't give a fuck. That ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm your client. You need to take care of me. So when are we going to schedule your review? Let me know when you got some time. How about Thursday? Okay, Thursday don't work for me. How about Friday? Okay, cool. Not just me. Maybe you've used someone else. But you have to understand, financial professionals get paid every fucking year you keep a product with them. Whether that's life insurance, term life, whole life, whether that's a fucking bank account, like these high yield bank accounts. The reason we get paid nothing but commission is because we get something called renewals. So we get paid very well the first year, and every year you keep a product with us, we get paid again. A bunch of financial professionals are probably pissed the fuck off at me right now. Don't tell them the game. I don't mind telling you the game. I'd rather you know so that you are an educated client. Why do I like an educated client? It makes my job a hell of a lot easier. Prime example, Sheed, I hope you don't mind. Sheed sat down with me as a client. I was like, all right, here's your options, da-da-da-da-da. All right, so I'm sure you want to think about it. He said, no, I'm ready to pull the trigger. That's why I called you. I'm ready to do this. Let's do this now. That's another thing. Time is of the essence. Like I said, I know this young black girl lost her mother, her father, her baby's father. She's got a daughter. My mother paid me on this girl's behalf for a consult. The girl never came. When I called her, oh, I need to call you back. Okay. I called her again. Oh, I'm looking for an apartment. Okay. I see her all on Facebook. She's paying for money. She's paying money to go to these fancy ass restaurants and eat out of a fucking pineapple. And last night she was at Bridgeport at the Cat Williams concert. Well, I hope your fat ass don't catch a heart attack, bitch. Excuse my language. But don't think that I'm shitting on your kid, but you're shitting on your kid. Basically what you're saying is, fuck my child. But especially black folks, we do this dumb shit. I want generational wealth. And then we do dumb shit like not get life insurance, not get paycheck insurance, right? I ain't even gotten into life insurance really yet. KP, what's up, bruv? And gaming and ranting, I'm going to answer your question shortly because I want to talk to you about that too. Right? But you need to be in a financial position to be able to do so. Right? So the first thing we're talking about is CSI. What's the first portion of CSI? Coverage. So you need to have your coverages in place. Because again, you guys going to investing, trading Forex, trading stocks, trading anything, options. You can't afford to do so. Why? Because if I was to build you a house and I started building from the roof, you would be like, motherfucker, what are you doing? I'm building your house. What are you talking about? You'd be like, no, you're not. You're building a roof. What the fuck is the roof going to sit on? Well, it's going to sit on the ground until I build the rest of the house. Motherfucker, that's dumb. You dig a hole in the ground, you pour some concrete, you put the steel rebarbs so that when you build up, there's something for this house to stand on so that it's not on shaky ground. So coverage is your fucking foundation. So you really shouldn't be talking about options or Forex because you can't afford to trade it. I'll show you why in a second. FYI, I was actually a stockbroker at a company called EJ Sterling. Right? So, let's continue. Because again, there's nothing wrong with term life insurance. Now, the general rule of thumb, let's look at how long is a generation. He said, if you can't afford life insurance, you can't afford trading. Exactly. But I have a bunch of motherfuckers who'll be like, I prefer to do trading. I'm going to go to a YouTube channel really quick because I think you guys need to see this, right? Let me see something. Let me see if no, wait a second. Yeah. Oh, crazy gains off of trading. Crazy gains off of trading. Yes. You can start as a beginner in trading. No, you can't. Let me explain to you why. All right? We're going to look here. FINRA.org. FINRA is the Financial Industry Regulatory Authority. Okay? Now, let's go here. Let's look in the search bar. Let's go day trading. So my thoughts on trading are, hey, it's cool if you can afford to do it. And I do have a love-hate relationship with it because for so long, people have been locked out of the market, but they really don't even know how to read the fucking charts. Oh, look, it's a pip, and here's the dip, and yeah, okay, you know some buzzwords. Just like a lot of financial advisors know some buzzwords. Buy term, invest the rest. Infinite banking. You know how many life insurance agents I know who be like, I sold an index universal life insurance policy. That's infinite banking. So let's see here. Day trading. Day trading. Do you actively trade stocks? If so, it's important to know what it means to be a pattern day trader because there are requirements associated with engaging in pattern day trading. Once you understand the requirements you must meet, you reduce the risk that your firm will place restrictions on your ability to trade. So, day trading refers to a trading strategy where an individual buys and sells or sells and buys the same security in a margin account on the same day in an attempt to profit from the small movements in price of the security. FINRA's margin rule for day trading includes any security, including options and Forex. Day trading in a cash account is prohibited. Wait, what? So what? Well, why is that? According to FINRA rules, you are considered a pattern day trader if you execute 4 or more day trades within 5 business days. Okay, well, let's see what the $25,000 rule is. Now we're just going to go to the FINRA. Let me just do it like this. FINRA 25K rule. It's going to bring us back to FINRA. Day trading. What is the 25K rule for day trading? If the account falls below the $25,000 requirement, the pattern day trader won't be permitted to day trade until the account is restored to the $25,000 minimum equity level. Right? Can I make unlimited day trades with a cash account? A cash account is not limited to a number of day trades. However, you can only day trade with settled funds. Okay, it says most people won't qualify for day trading because they don't have the $50,000 mark. Exactly. So if you have $25,000 and you make a day trade, your account now goes under $25,000. You're stuck. But again, you're day trading. No, you're jerking off to Mariah Mills talking about your fucking bitches. You're jerking off to Pinky and Cherokee Diaz talking about, yeah, man, I got all the hoes. I'm a player. I fuck 3 bitches a day. No, you're on Pornhub. Fucking your hand. Right? It seems nice. It sounds cute, but it ain't cute. Right? How many times can you day trade without 25K? The rule limits how many day trades you make while under a $25,000 account size is called the pattern day trade. This rule was implemented in 2001 after the dot-com bubble, and it limits the number of day trades you can make to just 3 round-trip day trades in 5 days. Why is that? Because it usually takes at least 2 days for your money to settle. So all these guys telling you all this other shit are fucking blowing smoke up your ass. They're bloviating. So let's get back to the real stuff. Okay? So there's nothing wrong with term insurance. So we want to cover 12.5, right? Actually, I want to go to Google because I want to look at how long is a generation. What the fuck just happened? Oh, shit. I just got logged out. Okay, let's do this. How long is a generation? I'll log back in a second. So generation is between 20 and 30 years. So we'll take the low end of 20 years, right? let's see what the average annual income, average annual income for a 40-year-old male. 59,000. So that means you need $1.18 million of life insurance to leave one generation of motherfucking your family just making it. One second. Texting back and forth with my mother. Hold on, my mother's calling. Sorry about that, y'all. I had to answer to my mother. She needs me to go pick something up for her, and you got to look out for mama. Right? She's looked out for me most of my life. So, this guy, however, makes $150,000. So, 150,000 times 20, right? If that's $1.18 million of death benefit at the average 40-year-old male making $60,000 a year, you don't have $1.18 million of life insurance. What the fuck are you talking about trading? 1,1,8,0,0,0. $1.18 million of life insurance. We're going to see how much that costs this 41-year-old man a month. We're going to compare 10, 20, and 30 years. He's a non-tobacco user in decent health. So, what the fuck? Oh, okay. I was like, what the fuck happened here? So, it will cost you $1,083 a year if you do it only 10 years. It'll cost you $1,638 a year if you do it 20 years. And it'll cost you $2,853 a year if you do it for 30 years. The reason it's more expensive the longer you have it is because after 10 years, the first 10 years, you can keep it, but it does something called annually renewable. So what happens is your first 10 years, you paid a total of $10,830 for it. But then year 11, you'd pay more just to have the same death benefit. You pay more in 1 year than you did the last 10 years combined. Where if you have it for 20 years, you don't have to worry about that. Same thing with 20 years. So at the end of 20 years, you paid $32,000 over the course of 20 years. But then year 21, if you want to keep it, you're paying $26,000, and every year it keeps going up. Now, on the 30-year end, at the end of 30 years, you paid a total of $85,000 for that death benefit. So if you keep the 20-year policy for 30 years, it'd be $469,000 that you paid for it. And if you keep the 10-year policy for 30 years, it'll be $624,000 you paid for it. But people don't teach you the entirety of the policy. They just be like, yeah, go ahead and get it. Because these things, just like a CD, a certificate of deposit, if you've ever had one, it just automatically rolls over. Now, there's something else you can get if you get term life insurance, which is what I prefer. Excuse me. Okay, we're going to do term life. Oh, they only do whole life here? Hold on, let's go back. Create illustration, create new client. Middle-aged man. Right, we said he's 41. Male. Right, let's do 02 10 1983. Right, that makes him 41. Right, we're gonna go Connecticut because that's where I am, and we're gonna go with term insurance. Right, create illustration. Now, it's a little more expensive than traditional term insurance, but we're going for 1180000. Right? Now, instead of just getting regular term life insurance, what you should get is something called return of premium term. So it will cost you $650 a month or $7,500 a year. But why do I say get a term life insurance policy or a return of premium term life insurance policy, and this is a 20-year term, over a traditional term life insurance policy? Because a traditional term life insurance policy is death insurance. At least with a return of premium term, you get your money back at the end of the term, as long as you keep the entire term. So I'm going to get ready to finish this up. I'm going to have to do another one because, like I said, I have to make a run for my mother. But those are two of the things that you absolutely need. Now, lastly, you also need to have a retirement account. If you don't have a retirement account, you're cheating your family again. Why do I say that? Because those are things that are necessary to bolster your retirement. I haven't even gotten into permanent life insurance because that's something that you keep for your whole life. A lot of the issue is that, again, a lot of financial advisors don't understand how insurance works. They'll tell you dumb shit like, well, whole life keeps your money. Technically it does, but it actually doesn't. Because there's no such thing as a free lunch. And then they'll tell you things like, an IUL is bad, because they don't understand how to structure it. They don't understand the difference in markets, etc., etc. At any rate, ladies and gentlemen, I got to get going because I got to go pick up something from my mother. With that being said, make sure you hit that like, drop a comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you're made aware every time I release new content. And as always, share, share, share. Lastly, to contribute to channel growth or to schedule an appointment with a licensed financial professional, the links are in the description of this video. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, wipe ass. Work in progress every day and see success. Wipe ass. Work in progress every day and see success. Wipe ass. Work in progress every day and see success. And remember, folks, when people challenge you, they don't challenge you to challenge you, but they challenge you to challenge you. Accept the challenge. Salute. Put the damn championship on the table. You got one now, she. Good looking for letting me know. I was laughing when you said Gail because she spells her name exactly like my mother. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, wipe ass, work in progress every day and see success. Wipe ass, work in progress every day and see success. Wipe ass, work in progress every day and see success. And remember, when people challenge you, they don't challenge you just to challenge you, but they challenge you to challenge you. Accept the challenge. We are champions. Put the damn championship on the table, ladies and gentlemen. Salute.